Yeah, like you said, something is missing, a major trophy for Arsenal. He won the FA Cup, but 5 years in charge. On Boxing Day, he celebrated 5 years since his first game. Mikel Arteta wants to win something.
Yeah, and you're probably thinking, if you finish above City, you usually win it. And then Liverpool just come along and go, nah. Well, at the moment anyway, we're not having it there. But it is a title race. They're still very much in it. I did the Brentford game, and I thought without Kai Havertz, without Declan Rice, without Saka, brilliant, mature, professional performance, solid, really impressed. Obviously, this went behind with this Mbeumo goal, which was a great little finish from him. But then after that, really controlled, and it's not an easy place to go to, Brentford. It's a bit of a fortress there, and like I said, a very, very mature performance from them.
And this is the thing, I mean, for Arsenal fans, and for any neutrals who want a properly full-on title race, which I suppose is most of us, unless they have any issues with the clubs involved. But I think it's a great pity about Saka's injury, because it does just feel, after a first 4 months of the season where Arsenal and I know there was a big talk about how much was made of the injuries, but it did feel for about 4 months, almost every single week, Arsenal had a new issue to deal with, be it a kind of a red card, being a new injury, or a player missing, or the way games went, and some of their own making, of course. But it feels like they've come through that, and they're properly on, say, last season's form now, where they went on that run. But of course, to perpetuate that, you do need your best players on, and Saka there. So I think they're suddenly in a really good place at the moment, as illustrated by that win against Brentford. But now just missing someone who's arguably their best player, and it does feel maybe that could cost them if they go on one of these runs. But as regards the weekend, I mean, I think this is a fixture similar to Brentford in the way it's an upwardly mobile team, a difficult place to go to, if not quite the record of Brentford's. It's a tough game, but with the way they came through that match during the week, I do think Arsenal will find a way again. They'll be cannier than Brighton, I think.
They drew last time out, and of course that was the Rice red card.
Yeah.
Arsenal, as you mentioned, had a couple of red cards at the start of the season that really, really played so much of this game with 10 men and drew 1-1.
Was that this season?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it feels like forever ago. But
is that some nice weather?
31st of August, and it was the time wasting.
He kicked it away slightly, didn't he?
Kicking the ball away.
The thing about that game as well, I think it was the first sign of something a little bit different with Arsenal, because as you mentioned about, you would think if you finish ahead of City, you win the league. And there was a sense in the last season, the build-up to this season, that Arteta became obsessed with the final details to make up the gap to City, which is why I think they went to a bit more of a pragmatic approach. But in doing that, maybe you lose what makes you great, which is like an opposition managers talk about when Arsenal are on song, they're almost unplayable because there's attacks coming at you from everywhere. And this game was almost a clear example of that, where then tried to lock up the game. But once they lost Rice, they weren't able to shift, and it was almost needless 2 points dropped. And that's been a bit of a they weren't able to shift, and it was almost needless 2 points dropped, and that's been a bit of a recurring theme this season.
Kaz, big question then. The window is open. They don't have Bukayo Saka. Gabriel Jesus is back on scoring form, but do they still need a striker? If you were Mikel Arteta, he's talked about something missing. What's missing in his squad?
To be fair, I think they needed a left winger. I didn't think they needed a striker. And even more so now Bukayo Saka's out. I think Nwaneri was brilliant the other day, young lad, but he's only young. You can't put that much pressure on. I think he's 18, so he's quite young. But I always felt Kai Havertz could do a job as that 9, and I always thought I like Martinelli, but I think they needed another kind of. If you think about Liverpool, they had when they won it, they had Salah and Mane, and you think now they just had 2, and I think they just needed another winger, and I don't think it is the number 9 for me.
But I think we've done enough talking now. We've got to do predictions, which is my favourite part of the show. Miguel, you're first, so we're going to start with you. Okay. And first game up on Saturday is your prediction. You give us a score and a reason. Tottenham, Newcastle. I'm
going to go Tottenham 1, Newcastle 4. I think it'll be similar to the game they played earlier in the season. I think Tottenham will go at them, cause Newcastle problems, but Newcastle are on the form where they're clinical, and they'll pick Spurs off.
3-1 Newcastle.
Aston Villa, Leicester.
2-0 Villa. Oh, you always want me to say why, don't you?
Just give me a little line.
Villa at home, I think, Leicester's form, Villa at home, good.
I'll go 2-1. Villa have dropped off a bit, but they've still got more quality than Leicester.
Bournemouth, Everton.
Ooh, I'm going to go Bournemouth 1, Everton 0. Everton will make it difficult for them, but Bournemouth have obviously got this different momentum.
Bournemouth, Everton, Yeah, this is why you don't come to me, Jules. Bournemouth Everton, 2-1.
Okay, London Derby, Palace, Chelsea.
Ooh, Chelsea need a bit of a response. But I think 1-1.
I'm going to 2-1 Palace.
Man City, West Ham.
1-0 City.
2-0 City.
Okay, Southampton, Brentford.
Ooh, Brentford, 1-0.
On the road.
That's what I was thinking as well. And Southampton have a little bit. I'm going to go 0-0 actually.
Okay, Brighton, Arsenal.
1-0 Arsenal.
2-0 Arsenal.
Fulham, Ipswich.
Ooh, Fulham at home. I'm going to go 2-1.
Yeah, Fulham 3-1 actually.
I have a little bit of time for this one. Liverpool versus Man United. Kaz, you can start us off again.
Liverpool 3-0. Just about. Yeah, you always look to me, I'm giving you more like.
Just say better is the perfect reason. What do you have, Miguel?
I'm going to go 5-0 Liverpool. Which and that is a sort of clip that could be on social media all next week, could be thrown in my face. United could do what they did to City, but it just feels when you weigh everything up, like it's not like the City game where Liverpool were on that form where tactically it's hard not to see Liverpool just steamroll through that team.
A quick score for Wolves versus Forest.
1-0.
1-1, I don't know. That's fine.
Very proud, really special day, very excited and just looking forward, looking ahead what is coming, and very, very excited.
It feels like there's a strong working relationship between everyone at the club. That bond must have made the decision to extend your contract a natural one.
It was the people and it was the ambition of the club. I feel extremely lucky to work every single day with the good people that we had in the organization. I start from my coaching staff, where they are relentless, supporting me, challenging me, inspiring me, giving me ideas, making me a better coach, better person every single day. It goes to the staff around. That is a joy, the energy that they bring in, the dedication, the love and the passion that they have for the game and to get better. And then it goes up to the board. I think you have the sense what the club is about, the energy that we bring, the decision that we make, the way we work, the way we transmit it. I think that's been extremely powerful to the outside world and especially to our own supporters, and I feel very lucky because I feel loved. I feel respected, but I feel loved. I feel a really special connection between us, and I think the players do feel the same thing. And when that goes beyond just your work or what you're trying to deliver, that becomes really, really powerful. And I think that's a really strong point that we have at the club.